I am very excited to start the second project and hope you are as well. In this one, we're going to explore a few different cool things, more animations. We're going to create a hamburger that animates and all the good stuff. So let's get going. We have VS Code opened here. We're going to open a folder and we're going to go here. I'm going to go on my desktop, projects, HTML, CSS course. So we have the Travel-y one and we can make a new one. And this is going to be called Alina Joy Photography, like this. Okay, and then we're gonna select this one and open it up. Okay, so in this one we're just gonna do some preparation, and after that we are gonna start building it out. So first of all, we can kind of copy over a lot of things that we did in the previous one. So let's do an index.html like this, hit enter, and what we can do is actually open the folder and go to the Travel-y here. Actually, we can just open a new window like this. And with this, we can just navigate to it. And I just want to copy over the boilerplate text that we have, because we added a lot of meta tags, so we can just kind of change those around. So let me open this up and I'm just going to grab everything. Well, we can grab everything in the head here like this. So just the head. Just hit copy and we can go back here and generate one, and I can replace the whole head here just like that. Hit save. All right, so there we go. That's what we have. So now in here we can also create a style.css like that. All right, so this is linked, and we can also copy over those base stylings. So let's go here. Let's see, Travel-y all the way up here. So from the global styles, and we're going to modify a few of these. Let's just go all the way down here to this. Okay, just copy everything from here all the way to the A tag. Okay, let's go back here, drop these in, and we're going to modify these in just a bit, because we're going to do it with a fluid text typography this time, and not just changing around the font size in the media query. Okay, so just copy over that thing, and then here let's kind of change everything around. So Travel-y, it's not Travel-y anymore. This is going to be a professional photographer available for weddings. Weddings? Oh no. Okay, we don't want to do that. Weddings and special events. All right, just something like that. Okay, everything else looks good to me. The title can be changed to the name of the person. This one is Alina Joy, and she is a photographer. Okay, perfect. This time we are actually not going to include the link tag here with the font. I'm going to show you another way we can do this. So let's remove this. And we can also replace this icon later on. For now, let's just get rid of this. Okay, so just some basic meta tags and some basic boilerplate that we have here. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. Let's open this up in Open Live Server here. Okay, so we don't have anything currently, which is okay. And let's just kind of modify everything in the style.css. So first of all, what I want to do is actually kind of start getting rid of these set rems that we have here. So what we're going to do is actually, rather than setting a font size like this, we're going to make a fluid type. And let me introduce you to a new concept called variables. And what you can do with a variable is that you can set a specific, you can create your own attribute basically, and then you can apply that to whatever you want. So let me show you how we can create a variable. Okay, so we can go here to the HTML, and what we can do is add 2 dashes like this, and we can basically create any name we want. So maybe I want to create specific font sizes for the header. So I can say header 1, for example. Again, this is whatever I want here. And I can just add maybe a font size of 4 rem, all right, like this. So what I can do now is just go anywhere where I want to apply this header 1 for rem, and I can just go here and just say var and add parentheses and say dash dash header 1. So now basically everywhere where you apply this variable across your whole code, this full rem is going to be applied. Okay, now why are we doing this? What's the benefits of doing this? Well, the benefits is that we can apply this wherever we want, and later on, if we want to change something, we can just go back here to the variable and I can change this to 3rem. And now everywhere where you apply that var header 1, everything is automatically going to update to 3rem. And the cool thing is you can actually do it with anything you want. So maybe I can set a color here. So maybe we have a main color on our website. So I can rename this to main color. And I can add a dash here, that's completely fine. And I can just set a color like black. Okay, so now anywhere where I add this main color, this is gonna change. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this in just a bit, how this works. But for now, what I wanna do is basically set some font sizes for the H2s, the H3s, the H4s, and the H5s up here, okay? So we're basically gonna create a variable for each one of those. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go up here to the HTML, and I recommend you to follow along here. Let's get rid of everything, and we're gonna create one for the header 1. All right, and here we're going to create that fluid type. So the way we can do that is say calc, and basically what we do is we add a set of pixels, so 2rem, which is going to be 20 pixels, but this is going to grow, so we can add plus 1 VW. And again, this just basically means that we have 20 as our base, 20 pixels as our base, but every 1,000 pixels of width, it's gonna grow by 10 pixels. So the larger the screen gets, basically the bigger our font gets with this. Okay, so this is our base, and this kind of just grows dynamically. So we can copy paste this over like 4 times, and we can change this to our header 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and this one, let's do something bigger, 3.5, and this is gonna be quite large. For this one, let's do 3. And for this one, let's do 2.4. Okay, now we're also gonna have, let's copy actually this 2 more times. And we're gonna have one for text, just general text and anchor links and inputs. For that one, let's go something small like 1.8. 1.5, I apologize. So basically, when you go super small on the screen, you can kind of tell the size of this because you're not gonna have that much width when you are super small. So if we go here like this, on the responsive view, let me just scroll out a bit. When we go super small, like mobile size, so around 400 pixels, well, it's gonna be around, well, we can take 15, right? So what is this Travel-y? We don't need this anymore. Let's close this up. It's gonna be basically 15 plus 3 pixels. Okay, so it's gonna be around 18. So it's not gonna have that much effect when we are small. So basically the nice thing here is that you can kind of set it mobile first, and then it's just gonna grow automatically from that point on, right? You can kind of tell by the size of it. So around 300 pixels would be mobile view. So you would put your text around 1.5, so it's like 1.67. That's kind of readable across the board. But the cool thing is anyways, that if you don't like something, this can be super easily changed afterwards. So you can kind of set it up your own way. And the one thing that we're gonna do is also when we grow super large, we don't want that to keep growing and growing and growing forever. So we're gonna also set a breakpoint in with media queries to basically say, hey, okay, after a certain amount of size, you know, that's enough. We can just set a font, a specific font size on top of it without using this VW thing. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's actually do something. So on the last one here, I'm gonna basically have a big text, which is, let me kind of show you, we have this. So I'm gonna create a font size specifically for that. So let's do big. Yes, so big. We can also do for colors. So let's kind of take a look at what colors we're gonna have here. Well, not that many, but we have this purplish color. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it in here. And this is gonna be a, let's say, a special color. All right, because we're not gonna be using this that much. All right, so this is basically gonna be 906272. All right, so you can add that. Okay, now we're gonna have a main color on our website. So as you can see, the backgrounds and this and this and this is going to have this grayish color. So this is 4141414141. So we can also create a background color, and this is going to be 414141, like that. Okay, and let's take a look. Do we have something else? I think that's about it. We have white, which is fine here, then we're not going to change that. Here, we might add a grayish color. Actually, we might change this to not be so intense like this. So actually what we can use is, we can actually use this gray color on our text as well. But let's give it a different name. So I'm going to pick out a color right now, just for fun, and we're going to use this. So something like that, not so intense. So this is 52525252. So this can be our gray text like this. Okay, I'm gonna name it gray text, paste this in, and I know that the other text that has the background on top is gonna be white anyways. Okay, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be almost all the setup. For this one, the body, we're gonna remove this because we're gonna set a different font. So let's get rid of this for now. And here now, as you can see with the H1, I can actually just paste over this variable. So we're gonna do it this way, okay? Here on these allies, buttons, inputs, we can just use the text one. So again, I can kind of copy over this and paste it down here. And I'm just gonna replace this with text, okay? H2 is kind of gonna be the same thing. Gonna copy this over, paste it here, and change this to 2, okay? Here, I'm gonna remove everything, change this to 3. This is gonna be to 4. All right, and this is just some basic style removal for the anchor tags. I'm gonna remove this. We're just gonna keep text decoration none. Okay, and let's also remove the ULs. So we can do UL, and we can list style. We can remove this to none. Okay, we might also have some, we can also do some specific helper classes if we want. If we have a lot of code that we're going to use multiple times, we can set up these helper classes. So one that we're probably going to use a lot of times is going to be a flex. So I'm just going to name this flex simply like this. And this is going to be display flex, flex direction column. And then I'm going to do a justify content center and align items center. So now if I want to add all of this code, we can just do it in here in the HTML. I can just add flex to something and everything is automatically going to be applied. All right, so this is used to kind of center everything and add display flex, and it's just going to make our lives super easy. Okay, so that's going to be it. Finally, let's set up the fonts. So for this one, I kind of used two of them. I used this fancy looking one here, which is called Great Vibes. I don't know, it's kind of like a handwriting style. I thought this fitted very well. And for the rest of the text and everything, I used Frank Rule Libre. Okay, so to get this, we can actually locally add it to our project. So I wanted to show you this way as well. So what we can do is open up Google here, and we're gonna go to Google Fonts. So let me pull that up on the screen here. And we're gonna go to Google Fonts here, and we're gonna search up both of them. So Great Vibes, like this, I'm gonna hit plus, and then Frank Rule Libre, okay? And we're gonna hit plus again, okay? Then we're gonna open this up and hit download. Now I already downloaded mine, so what I'm gonna do is just navigate to the folder here, and I'm gonna also create a new folder here on the desktop, on the project, open this up, and I'm gonna drag in the ones I need. So let's take a look what we have here. From the Frank Rule, all I'm gonna need is medium and regular. So let's grab both of those and drag them in here, okay? Now we have the last one here, the Great Vibes. This is just regular, so let's drag that as well. Okay, so that's it. We have our fonts. We're gonna take a look on how we can set this up in the next episode when we're actually gonna create one page. And yeah, let's have some fun.